Hey Leos, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen with Lighthouse Oracle, and I am bringing you the energy check-in for this week. We're just going to see where your energy's at and what some advice that Spirit can give. I've mentioned this in my energy forecast that I will be doing this, so here I am doing it. So we're gonna get into the tarot cards to give me an overview, and then the oracle cards for the advice. And also some, side advice for me, or what I just see. But that's just tarot reading. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Leos, what is the energy like for you today? Oh, and this is the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck. All information about any of the decks that I use, as well as a lot of other information like my private pre-recorded readings, as well as my social media and website. Links can be found down below. So let's see, what does Spirit have for Leos? What does the energy look like for Leos today? What does the energy look like for Leos today? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you see that? I hope it caught on camera. Okay, we're going to take this last one. So, okay. Yep, none of the other ones flipped out. I try to minimize it to 3 cards at a time, but Oh, see? A little Syncret card came out. So we're going to... Yeah, this came out in reverse. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to do... I kind of forgot what came out first already. We're just gonna lay this out. I feel like this is how it wants to go, because it came out. Okay, so sorry, I was like processing for a second because I was just shuffling and there was like a spitter and there's one that just came out. Okay. Anyways, so I see a lot of fire. So the King of Wands in reverse, the 4 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and then the Page of Wands. So a lot of fire here and then a little bit of air. So if you have a little bit of air in your chart, I recommend watching the air sign check-in tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but we'll see tomorrow what happens. But okay, so I see... Okay, here's what I see, right? So I'm like looking at this 4 of Wands here first, which resembles like stability, like a homecoming, like setting foundations, right? Like you see this, there's like a couple here and it kind of resembles like pillars and like a wedding and celebration, and it's good things, foundations. So but coming in with like this King of Wands in reverse and this Page of Wands here, I kind of see like a mismatch of energy, which kind of gives me like the not most solid foundation. Also, on a side note, can we just like see my nails real quick? Like sad. Oh, they're gone now. Solidarity, because this nail broke while I was fixing my smoke alarm. And I made a little sad cloud emoji too. Cue sad rain cloud music, but I don't know how to edit, so there's that. Anyways, so what I'm seeing here is that mixed message of energy. And maybe it's kind of like you want to be in the King of Wands energy. Like you want to be a King of Wands. You want to be the passionate, forefront, adventurous, like king, right? You want to be the king. You want to be the King of Fire, right? What does the King of Fire mean? It's like it feels warm, it feels passionate, it feels creative and confident. Like, yes, like King of Wands is like that fiery masculine energy that we're just like I think I said this in the last reading, in a previous reading, where I called the King of Wands like zaddy, and yes, being here. And then with the Page of Wands on this end, it's kind of like two ends of the spectrum where you want to be the King of Wands, but you really kind of still at the Page of Wands level, which isn't a bad thing. It may just be like a kind of like you're biting off more than you can chew, which the Page of Wands, it's like he's got his wands and he's creative and just kind of like a go for it energy. It's a very like the King of Wands is more of a planner, and the Page of Wands is a little more spontaneous, right? He's like on this desert. He's like not on a throne or anything. He's just like in the middle of nowhere, kind of like on his, if you see here, it's like he's standing in this desert. You see like the pyramids in the back, or more like sand dunes. But it's kind of like he's just there and he's like looking up. Maybe it kind of gives me like an exhausted look, like he's looking in the sky like, where the hell am I going? I just know I'm just moving, and I just know I gotta keep moving. So I'm kind of getting that here, which it's a growing pains, right? We all kind of go through this evolutionary stage, and sometimes we're feeling like this king. And what I'm noticing a lot right now, I haven't noticed this before, but you see this, the clothing here, there's like some lizards on there, and then there's like lizards like on his cape. So it's like a badge of honor almost. Like it went from like, I wore this in the beginning, but now it's like I've gained my reward, I've gained my spot, and so now I've turned it into a cape because growth, right? Expansion. But also maybe if you see the lizards around, I live in the desert, so lizards are quite common, but it is winter, so not that common right now. But that may mean something of significance. But I see a growth, like a growing pains kind of an energy this week, Leos. And I see with this Queen of Swords, it's kind of like you gotta speak your truth. You gotta speak your piece. And the Queen of Swords doesn't take no shit. She is the queen. She's like, look at this queen. She's like, this is my truth. I'm going to tell you, regardless of how you think it may sound. Like, this is my truth. Take it or leave it. Like, oh, she just... And sometimes, like, this kind of energy can also be, like, really brutal and just, like, brutally honest, just really straight to the point. And it may cut, you know, the swords cut. And so I'm kind of getting that sense of, like... And I am shaking. I don't know why, but... Whew, it's getting me hyped up. But this Page of Wands, it's like, if you want to change, like, the balance of this energy from the Page of Wands and you want to be more of a King of Wands, the King of Wands is still assertive, right? He knows his direction. You see how, and I'm looking back at this Page of Wands is like looking up, kind of like looking at the universe for a sign and just waiting for a sign, whereas the King of Wands is looking straight ahead. He's like looking at his goals, and he's looking at his, like, the front with determination and just like, I'm gonna get that, you know, that kind of energy. And in order to do that, you have to have like a bit of that queen energy too, right? Like I said, you have to be more direct. You have to know your rules and your kind of like your core values, and not be afraid to speak your truth. So that's your, there's that for you right now, Leos. And this is also kind of like a reading for me too, so it's kind of calling me out a bit. But I'm learning. We're getting there. So let's look into your oracle cards to see what else, what Spirit has for you. Okay, I feel like it's this one. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. Okay. This one like hit my hand and it kind of was like, hello, me, pick me. So it says, well, look at that. Okay, I can't. If you can see this, I'm zooming or pulling it close to you. So it says purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. And yeah, like honestly, when I see like this purity, it gives me like that authenticity, like your true self, not the self that, you know, society has conformed you to be like, right? Your true self, not the one that is derived from the ego, that is protecting itself by you know, throwing out your morality aside and things like that. It's your pure heart. Where is your heart asking you to speak up? Where is your heart telling you to be true to your authentic self? And that's where the focus is, I'm seeing, for this week, Leos. And that's, you know, being... And in its purity too, there's like a lot to celebrate. Sometimes we feel like when we speak our truth, we're gonna get backlash, we're gonna get hate for it. We're just, you know, it's like, oh, it doesn't align with so-and-so's values. So then I'm not even gonna do that anymore. It's, you know, they're gonna hate me if I don't align with these people's values. And honestly, if you are in your purest, if you come from your heart and come from your purest state and they don't agree with you, or they're just there to, if you feel like they're just kind of there to get you or like to trigger you, they are not for you. And I'm like clapping silently, but they are not for you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's like your family or someone that you've been friends with for like 30 years, I'm sorry, I don't know, long time, right? It's like, because people change, right? And there's nothing wrong with change. Change is always happening. But sometimes we change and we get out of alignment with the people that we used to be in alignment with, the crowds that we used to hang out with. Maybe their ideals don't match up with ours anymore. And that's fine. But if it's starting to affect you in a negative way, if it's starting to make you doubt your morals and your truth and your authenticity, then maybe it's time to set boundaries. Make it clear. Cut that shit out. Cut the BS. Get out of there. Okay. So, yes, that's the spirits. I'm like, I'm feeling a lot of that, like, sassy energy. Like, get with the sass. It's okay. Be sassy. Like, speak your truth. And at the end of the day, you're going to love yourself so much for it, instead of speaking, or not so speak, instead of being something you're not, right? Instead of just giving them momentary peace so you can have momentary peace, right? It's just temporary, but it's not true to you. And at the end of the day, you're sleeping with yourself and only yourself. I mean, yeah, maybe you're sleeping with someone next to you, but you're sleeping... yourself is sleeping, right? So anyways, let's get into the other oracle deck. By the way, this one, and I'm pretty sure I just mentioned this earlier, but this is the Oracle of the Fairies deck. If not, it's in the description box along with a link of where to buy them, because, you know, we should all be tarot readers and just be a community of tarot readers. Okay, I'm not doing, okay. Let's keep that one. We're taking that one. I feel a sneaky one. Look at that. See, sneaky. There's a secret card coming through. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. And when I'm seeing like colors, like the first thing that popped up, and I didn't even see it with the other ones, but this one was very prominent, blue and purple, which I'm seeing third eye and throat chakra. Speak your truth. You see through the BS, so you speak through the BS. But anyways, let's go into the cards. So this one, it says, time to make a demonstration. And on the other side, it says, the older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say I love you. They also skip and wink more than normal and hold hands with those they walk aside. Utterly fearless, the universe. That's so cute. And I love this deck. Like, the little notes that they have are so zany and just silly, but it just makes sense. It's like, I'm gonna talk about it in a little bit, but let's read this one first too. This one says, there's a deeper, wow, I cannot speak today, excuse me. There's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. On the other side, it says, guidance, attention, help, maybe, love, always. Criticism, never. The question was, what to give others, if anything at all. Isn't it fun being you, the universe? So that's so interesting. Okay, I'm just trying to like process this, like so few words deep, right? But looking at it, it is kind of like making a demonstration, right? You're breaking the cycle of when once you were quiet and just subdued and you felt like you weren't allowed to speak your piece and claim your place in the world with your authenticity, and you were always in the shadow of others or just abiding by the rules of others because you wanted to make them happy, and having them be at a moment of peace gave you a moment of peace, and it's just not a conducive environment for growth, in my opinion. So it's time to make a demonstration. And with what? By love. You know, it says the older the soul, the softer the glance, because, you know, and not just with age, right? With experience, we gain perspective, and perspective allows us to be more compassionate. At least I hope it does, because you get to see from another person's lens. You get to see from their eyes. You get to feel from their perspective of how they feel. And hopefully that allows you to wake up and look at life a lot differently. And it says it's like the sooner to say I love you, because they also recognize that time on this planet is so short, and you know, it might feel long until we look back and we're like, wow, where did all that time go? I thought I had more time, you know? So then, you know, you notice the older souls are more keen to say I love you first, or, you know, be a lot more free in the way they live, in the way they act, because they recognize that all this like disengagement, all this fighting, and all this like blaming on the universe and on spirit, it does nothing in return for you, because you're just taking all of this, like, I guess, stickiness. And I don't even know why I'm like thinking that word came to my mind, but like not like darkness, but like stickiness. It's not like evil by any means or malintended. It's just like sour, right? Like bitterness. And why? For what? You know, you're still in the desert. Like, you're just gonna yell into the void that you're in the desert. Keep walking, you know, keep doing you. Maybe you'll find something on the end of that. And that's the beauty of life, is we get to keep going, you know? Anyways, and then there's this card. It says there's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. And there's nothing wrong with asking, you know. It says guidance, attention, help, maybe, love, always, criticism, never. The question was what to give others, if anything at all. And it's like, do they always need your guidance? Do they always need your attention? And do they always need your help? Maybe. But do they always need your love? Always. Do they need your love? Always, yes. Like, love is there's that quote from I don't know where, but it's from Robin Williams, and I forgot where, and I am so sorry. I love him. He's but anyways, like, he mentioned something. It's like, love isn't what you hate. It's the pain. It's the rejection. It's the hurt and it's everything that isn't love at its core, right? At its core, love is the feeling of like coming home to someone that's excited to see you, whether it's like a loved one or a pet or something. Like, that's love, right? It's that feeling of being seen, of being heard, of being wanted. And that's the love that you give to yourself as well. It's like, you always give love, right? Love is the answer. And it's like criticism, never. And it's like not, and I feel this is more of like the unhealthy criticism, like unsolicited criticism, like, why are you judging? Like, judgmental, right? Like, we need to be a lot less judgmental, as we don't know what people are going through. We don't know what anybody is going through in this world. And, you know, it doesn't hurt to be a little bit more compassionate and understanding. So this is the card portion of your reading, Leos. If you want to end here, thank you for watching, but I'm gonna move on into the charms. I am adding charms for this section of the reading. or these readings for, at least for this week. I do recognize that it takes a little bit of time, so if you want to hop out of here right now, please feel free to do so. I'm not stopping you, but if you want to stay, I have this beautiful, cute little charm box that I got off Etsy, and it's from a company called Black Ridge Co. I will link, they gave me this card with my purchase, so I remember to shout them out. I don't know if they'll ever see this, but you know, the link to their website will be down below in the description box too. And this time I am gonna go with the diagram on this box, and sometimes I won't, but this is like all with intuition. I'm just walking you through my process. My brain just goes all over the place, so excuse me. So Leos, what does Spirit want Leos to know for this week? Okay. So, okay. Okay, so let's just go through all the charms and then I'll like talk about its location. So we have this star, which is like the Star of David, but I kind of associate this more with like just faith in general. So I see this in like the family quadrant. So it's having like more faith in like the family dynamic, or just like coming together in faith. I also kind of see this as like a flat version of like Metatron's cube. So I kind of see it in like trusting in like the divine plan and like the universe's like timing in regards to maybe family matters, having faith that your family matters. I also see this as like in part of the star card too, which resembles hope, right? Faith, hope, and hope in the family. And maybe there's like something, because I see this, this is like the little white rabbit with the little trumpet, and it's from Alice in Wonderland, which is probably my favorite charm right now out of like the charms that they like include charms in the purchase too. So this might be one of my favorites because I love Alice in Wonderland. But I see it kind of like blowing its horn into like the money and then the family section. So maybe it's like calling your attention more to the family and the money areas of your life, your financial areas of your life, whether it's, I'm kind of getting this bit of, why are you rushing? Because in Alice in Wonderland, he's like, I'm late for a very important date. I'm late. And I guess I'm kind of feeling like, what's the rush? Like in regards to maybe your finances, maybe it's like, I want to be a billionaire to like tomorrow or today or right now. But it's also like asking you to take a step back and actually like look at these aspects in a different, like slow down. It's okay. Slow down. It's fine. Like you'll because I'm looking at this charm too, and it has a lot of hearts, and I just noticed that like there's like a bunch of like tiny little hearts. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of little hearts on this charm. Actually, let me help you to see it. I'm like looking at my camera lens. You see that? Right. So yeah, like I'm feeling it's like putting love into the matter. Like love is never in, I'm getting this from like a previous reading, but it says love, like I got another card in the Aries reading that says love is never in vain, and I kind of tied it to this, which maybe that card is like part of this too. But okay. And when I pulled this card, I was thinking of that card, but this card also applies. And when it's like the older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, the sooner to say I love you. And maybe like traditionally, like the family was never the first one to say like I love you, or you know, there's always like they never had like a strong not never, but there wasn't like a strong, I guess, communication of love in these departments. Like maybe it was like the family dynamic that money was all evil, or like, you know, there was like a struggle with money, so then money is deemed as the enemy, etc., etc. And then we have the key here, which it's like lining down like friends and work. So I kind of see this as maybe it's like, and also it's like touching on this half. So it's like the key to these doors are unlocking this. And when I'm saying, like, the first thing I saw was like the friends and work, and maybe it's like your friends are your key to like how you operate at work, or maybe it's kind of like a partnership, like you want to open up a business together with your friends, or you want to like start a project of some kind, but work in general. And maybe it's not even like actual career work, maybe it's like working on yourself, or working on your fitness goals, or working on a diet. Like it's like, oh, we make a pact together and work on our diet together, and, you know, yell at each other if we eat too much hot Cheetos. And then I have this little treble clef, this little music charm here, which it's like maybe there's like, music is my friend, music is your friend too, and maybe this is the time where, you know, we get together with friends, sing a bit. And then I see like the butterfly, and then this is like a little perfume bottle that's so cute, which reminds me, and like in this home section, it reminds me of like transformation with the butterfly, and it's like transforming your home. It's like maybe with like some scents, you know, maybe scents are bringing scents are bringing like memories, or maybe like, since it's like this key is on all these quadrants, it's like a certain smell maybe have unlocked like a portion of your memory that has been kept hidden a long time ago, and maybe there's a message there for you about that. And with this music note, I'm kind of just getting like F is for friends who do so together, U is for you, me, and it's for anywhere in time, no, down here in the deep blue sea. Yeah, fun. That song. So okay, so that's, I'm gonna leave that there. Excuse my singing, but that is what I have for you. Here's your charms, and thank you so much for watching, Leos. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please let me know in the comments if, you know, do you want me to keep going with the charms? It may be a little longer, but if it's worth it, you want to see it. So let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in another video, okay? Bye.